Okay, now we're going to look at what is referred to as coterminal angles. And as you can see, it says two angles in standard position with the same terminal side are called coterminal angles. So you've got to keep in mind you're dealing with two different angles, but yet they have to have the same terminal side, which means they have to stop. Remember, terminal is where your angle ends, so they have to stop in exactly the same place, but yet they're different measures. And as it says here, there are multiple correct answers, and that's simply because you can rotate as many times as you would like before you actually stop. You could go around one rotation, you could go around two rotations, you can go in the positive direction, you can go in the negative direction. So, again, there are multiple correct answers that you can have. Okay, the first one we're going to look at is the 160 degrees. So what I would suggest that you do is actually draw that angle in standard position first of all. Of course, we did, I believe, 160 just earlier. It is positive. Of course, when I draw it in standard position, I have to start at the positive end of my x-axis, but a positive angle I've got to rotate counterclockwise. So, of course, growing from here to here would be 90 degrees. So my terminal side for the 160 would be somewhere within this region here. You wouldn't come all the way down because all the way down would be 180. So you've got to stop a little bit short of that. So if all the way down is 180 and the side that I've drawn in here represents 160, that would mean that this section is 20 degrees and this section then would have to be 70. Of course, I told you earlier when we were just learning how to do standard position, I said to label, the amount of degrees that you have in each of those sections. I said it'll benefit you a little bit later. Well, this is a little bit later. It'll make some calculations a little bit quicker for you if you'll do that. Okay, so first of all, below the coordinate system there, I have positive angle and I have negative angle. So what we're going to do is name one positive coterminal angle and we're going to name one negative coterminal angle. Okay, so if I'm going to name one that is positive, I have to rotate in the same direction that I just rotated. So when I leave my positive x-axis, I have to rotate counterclockwise. Now I can't stop as soon as I get there, because remember, coterminal means they're going to stop in the same place. I can't stop as soon as I get there because that's just the 160 again. I've got to come up with another angle. So you're going to have to rotate past it and then come back to it. Okay, so I've gone all the way around, which is 360. Okay, so all the way around, so that would be this portion of it to right here. So that's 360, but then I had to cover this portion of it again, which is just the 160 again. So it's just simply adding the 360 plus the 160. So that means that that angle would be 512 degrees. Now I only rotated past it one time. I could, again, this is where the multiple answers will come in. I could have kept going. Like I could have gone all the way around again and then come back. So that would actually be the 520 plus another 360. You can sit there and just add on 360 and get another correct answer, for each rotation that you choose to go through. Now, for your negative angle, what we're going to do here, you're still going to have to do standard position. So that means that we still have to start at the positive end of our x-axis, but if I want a negative angle, I have to rotate clockwise. But now I can stop as soon as I get to it the first time, okay, because that's not positive 160 again, because I'm going in the negative direction. So you could stop as soon as you get to it. So what you got to do is just figure out the amount that you've done. Of course, from here to here would be 90, then from here to here would be another 90, and see right here is where this is going to benefit you've labeled this so you know that that's 20 without having to go back and refigure everything. So 90 plus 90 plus 20 is going to give you 200. But don't forget, when you write your answer, you do have to make it negative. I know as you're adding up your numbers and doing your calculation, you're just treating everything as if it were positive. But you've got to remember to put the negative on it anytime that you rotate in the clockwise direction. So that would be 2 possible answers. And I could have rotated around again for my negative angle. Like I could have gone right past it and come back around and stopped the second time, and that would also be a correct answer. Okay, the 245 degrees. Again, first of all, I would suggest that you just draw off the 245 degrees. It's positive, so we're going to go counterclockwise. So starting here, of course, rotating through first and second quadrant, that gives you 180 degrees. So we need to go 65 degrees more. So that terminal side would fall somewhere within this region. Alright, so I've just said I've got to go 65 degrees more. So that section is 65, which would mean this section would have to be 25. Okay, so that's just the 245. Okay, again, I want a positive angle, or positive coterminal angle. So starting positive x-axis, and again rotating in the positive direction. But you're going to have to go past it and come back. Okay, so you went all the way around, which is 360, but then you had to cover that distance of 245 again, so that would give us a total of 605. Okay, now my negative angle. Okay, so I'm going to start at the positive end of my x-axis, but go clockwise this time, since I'm looking for a negative coterminal angle. Again, you can stop as soon as you get there. Okay, so you just went through this fourth quadrant, which is 90 degrees, but then you're also covering this little distance here, which we've already figured out is the 25 degrees. So you just simply add those two together, which gives you 115. But you did go in the negative direction. So you need to make sure, again, that you make that angle negative. Okay. Still doing the same thing, but let's take a couple of examples now where we actually start off with the given angle as being negative instead of being positive. Okay. So again, draw off the given angle in standard position. Okay, so negative 50 degrees. Okay, so this is my initial side, so I need to rotate clockwise 50 degrees. So that means this section has 50 degrees in it, therefore this section has 40 degrees in it. And again, we're going to do one that's positive and we're going to do one that's negative. Okay, so finding the positive coterminal angle. Okay, again, starting in standard position. But if I'm wanting a positive angle, I have to rotate counterclockwise. But I don't have to go past it and come back because I'm going in the opposite direction of what my given angle was. So I just need to figure out how many degrees that we have covered here. Of course, this is 90 degrees, another 90, another 90. So down to here will give you 270, and then you're doing the 270 plus that 40 degrees. So just simply add those together, so you end up with 310 degrees. Now, to get your negative coterminal, this is going to be the one that I'm going to have to go past and come back around. Because if I stop as soon as I get to it, I mean, that's exactly the same as this one right here. That's just the negative 50 again. I didn't mean to put the arrow on that, sorry. So we've got to go past it and come back around and stop. So I went all the way around, which was 360. Okay, so all the way around, which was 360, but then I covered this distance right here again, which is the other 50 degrees, so just add those together, and that is 410, but we did rotate in the negative direction, so that would be negative 410 degrees. Okay. Going to the next example, we have negative 315 degrees. Okay, so rotate clockwise. So from here to here, that would be 90, 90, and 90. That's 270. So to get from 270 to 315, I need to go another 45 degrees. So this section has 45 degrees in it, and this section has 45 degrees in it. Alright, so doing my positive angle first. So starting at the initial side, rotating counterclockwise. But again, I can stop as soon as I get there. Now, if you want to go past it and come back, that would still be a correct answer, but since I'm going in the opposite direction of the given angle, just keep it simple and just stop as soon as you get there. So I've just covered 45 degrees, and it is in the positive direction, so my answer there is just 45. Okay, now getting the negative coterminal angle. So starting on the initial side, okay, I'm going to have to go past it, because remember, if I stop, then I'm just repeating the path of this given angle, so I've got to go past it and come back. So I've gone all the way around, which is 360, but then I had to cover that path of that 315 again. So that would give me 675, but again, I went in the negative direction. I rotated clockwise, so negative 650.